helping me get this wonderfully exhausted. Anything like tonight, you can't wait for my 30s. Well, I have promised a few people that they get to tell some crazy terror stories. And I would also like, if you don't have a crazy terror story, but you want to share some advice for the new 30-year-old, I thought that might be fun too. So I believe both my dad, Jim, and my salsa boss, Mike, they've got some excellent stories that will make you very much laugh. I think we're starting with that, and we'll see if we can track down a mic so it's easier for them to tell. You guys can argue.
Otherwise, you're going to have to project.
Give me Shirley Temple.
Yes, all right. Stand up front center. Okay, front center.
All right, I'm going to tell the first story. You got the mic?
If we don't get a mic, you drunk people have to be quiet. Straight up, all right? And I'll be quiet first.
Yes. I don't know how far forward goes.
I don't know if I can be quiet. I get to tell the first story because it's actually the first story of our life.
Whoa!
Tara was born 30 years ago yesterday.
And he didn't do the hard part.
No. She did all the work, but after she was born,
Yeah, he paid for
in
it.
many ways. After she was born, while the doctor was attending to her mother, I got to hold Tara in my arms. And Tara, if you know Tara, you'll understand this perfectly. Tara had big blue eyes, looking around the room wide-eyed, checking out everything that was going on in the room. Then she looked up at me, and she stuck her tongue out. And I knew right then I was in trouble. And then the great part about it is a few months later, we were taking some first pictures of her. And the photographer was just taking some candid pictures as she went along. And one of the proofs had her with her tongue sticking out. And I was able to take that proof and stick it on my desk. And for years and years on my work desk was a picture of Tara with her tongue sticking out at me. So I always knew that was what I was going to get from Tara. Now, you'll understand from the second story why I probably deserved her sticking her tongue out at me.
Right here, I'll put it over. Okay, thank you.
When Tara was 6, 7 years old, I was working for a company that ended up getting some tickets to the Oakland A's baseball games.
I've heard this one.
Now, I was born in Los Angeles, but then I was raised in Northern California. Tara grew up in Santa Cruz. And my father was a Dodger fan.
Sorry, go ahead.
But, so he raised me and my brothers as Dodger fans. So as I grew up in Northern California as a Dodger fan, I had to battle the San Francisco Giants, of course. So when later on, as I grew up and got married and had kids, I didn't want to raise my children as Dodger fans in Northern California, but I couldn't raise them as Giants fans.
No.
Because as a Dodger fan, you can't raise your children as Giants fans. So we ended up getting these tickets to the Oakland A's games. And we would ride BART up to the Oakland A's stadium. We would have the Safeway barbecue days in the parking lot. We'd go in and watch the games, and Tara became an A's fan. This is back.
That's the story.
This is back in the Canseco McGuire days.
When they were good.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Forced error. So this is 1988. I'm a Dodger fan. I figured the A's and the Dodgers, they'll never play anyway. So it's okay. I can raise Tara as an A's fan. All right, so first game of the World Series, A's, Dodgers. We're over at my brother's house. We're having a barbecue. We're watching the game. My daughter has no clue I'm a Dodger fan.
All these years.
At all. 7 years old. She's an A's fan. Game's going on. We're sitting on the couch. She's sitting next to me. End of the game comes up. Kirk Gibson comes up.
Who? Never mind, I'm sorry.
Hits that home run. He's running around the bases doing this thing. My brothers and I are high-fiving each other, we're jumping up and down. Tara's sitting on the couch, crying with her tears. She looks at me and here's her exact words. Dad, I thought you were an A's fan. To this day, she will tell you that she needs counseling because of that. So now you understand that I deserve that tongue sticking.
Okay, before I tell you the story, Tara, I love you. And speaking of love, how about a hand for her two wonderful parents? And all family friends, thanks for coming out. Now, I've got a lot of Tara stories. So one that I'll settle on is probably one she's not even expecting me to tell.
Oh, no.
Those are the best ones.
Tara danced a little bit before she met me in Chico. And her favorite dance was West Coast Swing and always has been. But she came to Del Campo Dance Studio, the West Coast Swing Mecca. All the West Coast Swing dancers are laughing, like, where? Who? She went into salsa Mecca, actually. And so we got her dancing salsa, and I kept on telling her, Terry, you know, you're holding back. You have to let your monkey out. You have to... And what that term means is to just really let it loose and express yourself. That's all. There's no monkey in captivity anywhere. So, no monkeys were harmed during the making of this speech. But that's the saying, let your monkey out. It comes from the shell. Most of you on the team know the shell. All right, anyway, so we decided to do this performance for a couple of special events that we have coming up a couple years ago to Mercy, which is typically a West Coast swing, I would think, right?
Yes.
But we're going to do cha-cha-cha and tango because, yes, thank you. And so it's a very emotional piece, and I'm trying to get Tara to really unleash the monkey.
Oh yeah, we've heard the monkey.
That's right. And she's trying, so I said, you know, you're having a hard time showing anger. And there's a part in the routine where she walks in front of me, and I'm on the phone talking to another girl, apparently, it's a story. And she's supposed to slap me. She's supposed to slap me, and then I drop the phone. And she wasn't, you know, watch her in the mirror, and she's not getting it, and so I'm really trying to find what really, you know, and so finally she gets it. So she comes right in front of me, slaps me so hard that I drop the phone. I've got marks on my face for about a week, incriminating marks, because there's 5 or 4 fingerprints across.
What a woman.
Yeah, and that was just practice.
That was just crap.
I said, okay, we're ready. I said, can you put the monkey away? That's Tara story number 1 from the internet. Anybody else? Come on, somebody, friends.
Story or 3-year-old advice.
Just
Advice?
some advice on being
Don't
30.
be shy.
Don't be shy.
Okay, so there's probably nobody 30 here or older. I'm guessing.
That's willing to admit it.
Yes, that's right. All right. How many people know Tara for 1 year? Raise their hand. 2 years. Hands up. The parents, just keep your hands up here. 3 years? 4 years?
Tara, how long have we known each other?
I have no idea.
I'll just give it up until you say put it down.
5 years?
I think at least that long.
6 years? 7 years? 7 years. Okay, come here. You got a story. You gotta have one story. Come on, 7 years? Just something you want to say to her or anything.
Well, this I guess would be more like advice, but you just seem to have so